Maybe it's just me.
It does seem fuller than Arasha's.
Yeah.
Okay.
Maybe it's placebo
Botox.
Botox.
I don't know.
Could be. Guys, I got my
Placebo talks.
Placebo talks.
Bussy talks. That's
Well,
probably it.
That's how we're starting.
Good
So
morning.
happy to be here.
Good morning, Spib.
Switching it up today.
Good morning, Los Angeles. It's Spib. Dude, I just climbed those 4 flights of stairs and I was like, okay, start.
Yep. We got straight into it. We're coming to you live. We're not actually live, but Rowan got some Botox because she needed them.
I needed to get Botox. I mentioned this. I don't know what episode. I can't keep track anymore. But I got Botox in my jaw because I have like literally the most effed up jaw you've ever seen in your life.
What's effed up about your jaw?
Touch my face again.
Okay. Oh, what's that clicking?
Yeah, you know that one. You know that.
I know that.
feeling.
You feel that for sure.
Yeah.
I just have like bad TMJ issues because I'm an anxious person and I clench and stuff. And they put this like hospital band on me for Botox. I just realized that.
Okay. Well, you better keep your jaw on the floor because we got a hot girl today in Spitball.
Wait, oh my God.
Who is she?
Who is she? She's so cute.
Hey.
Hey.
Tell us about yourself.
I'm blushing.
Okay.
You are blushing.
Because Christina's hot.
You are hot.
Y'all are hot.
Oh my God, thanks.
Okay.
I think there's 3 hot girls in the studio today.
Amen.
Mm-hmm.
Hey, man.
Yep.
Hey, man.
Ballers and balls, we've got Spibs. We have got one of my longest time friends here, and that is Christina.
Hi. I don't know why I just turned you. I was like, yay!
Yay! Christina, how are you doing?
I'm doing great. I'm really happy to be here. Big Spitball fan, big
Oh my
Arasha
God.
fan, big Rowan fan.
What?
Happy to be in your presence.
Sorry, I
Yeah.
made you touch my face immediately.
No,
upon
I'm
getting
honored.
here.
No,
Okay.
she
I'm
wanted
honored.
it. I also saw on your story, I'm going to make you tell this story because I just saw on your Instagram story that you had a crazy run-in on the public transit.
So freaky, yeah. So
Just today?
yes, yeah, literally on the way here. I don't have a car in LA. I'm going to get one in the next couple months. So I take public transit a lot because I'm also just like, I want to save money by not spending money on Ubers, whatever.
Uber
And-
driver.
I'm waiting. I don't know what camera to look at.
all of them.
All of them. I like when the guests ask that because we're like, pick your camera because we're in whichever one you want.
Pick the 50 cameras. Yeah, the
Okay.
AD over there will tell you what
Just
to
try
do.
to ignore the live
we get
studio
last looks
audience.
over
Yeah.
And can we get some curtains closed on the fans outside? They're
Cue the
distracting
canned
us.
laughter. Cue the wow react.
Yeah. Just look at the live audience.
Okay.
They're always good.
Yeah, they're good to look at.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, I was waiting for the bus and this guy comes up to me. You know, that happens on public transit. Like, that's a fairly normal thing.
No man should ever be speaking to a woman.
Thank you.
Let
Thank
me
you.
say that real
Especially
quick.
not on public transit. Well, I don't know. I shouldn't say that because another man talked to me earlier on the metro, which was my first transit thing. And they were very nice. They were just complimenting my Hello Kitty bag, asking where I got it because their sister really likes Hello Kitty. Very nice interaction.
Okay.
But then this next man, while waiting for the bus, just has a really creepy energy from the get-go. Like, is smiling a bit too much, staring a bit too much. I don't like it.
No.
And so I'm like responding to him just because, like, at first I thought he was going to ask for directions or something. You never really know. And I want to be generally polite. And so I'm like, responding to him, but I'm like backing up slowly because I'm like, I don't want to be in this conversation. Any step he gets closer, I'm taking a step back, But the crazy thing was when he was like, so what do you do out here? And I'm like, I start thinking in my head, like, what can I say to get him to go away?
Yep.
And so I'm like, okay, I'll pretend I'm young. And I'm like, I'm in college. And he's like, oh, how old are you? And I'm like, I'm 18. And I just kind of stare at him.
Mm-hmm,
And he's like, oh, okay, that's really young. How old do you think I am?
I'd be like, I didn't ask.com.
Yes. No, I'm literally like,
God.
I'm like, I don't want to guess. I'm good. And I just take another step back.
Good job.
And he's just still so interested, despite the fact that I said I was 18. And he is very clearly much older. Like, I would guess like mid-30s. And then at the end of the interaction, when I'm like, okay, my bus is here, he's like, could I get your info?
No.
So we can like hang out sometime?
Your info.
Your
Okay, he's
info.
mid-50s.
Yeah, exactly. Can I get your AOL?
Yeah. What's your ASL?
Info is really fun.
Can I get your info? I have so much info. Like, what are you looking for?
Yeah.
Like, you want to be somebody on like a browser where you click like the
Your
3
info.
dots and like get info.
Right, get info. Yeah, what?
You want to know my MySpace song, my top 5 friends? Do you want that info?
I think he wants that.
Wants the info. My star sign, maybe?
Maybe.
What is your star sign?
But Taurus.
Okay.
Yeah. Yeah, okay.
Taurus.
Go on.
And Christina's also not actually 18. Don't worry.
I'm not
We
18.
wouldn't put an 18-year-old on Spitball.
I'm a way cooler age than 18.
Yeah.
The coolest of ages.
Yes.
Oh, 25.
Yeah,
Oh my
exactly.
God, I'm so glad I got
Exactly.
that.
25.
Yeah.
Nice.
So
That's creepy
that
as
was
hell.
my interaction. I was like, damn, that really rubbed me the wrong way.
What did you say to info?
I just said no, I'm good, thanks. And then he finally walked away as my bus arrived.
All right.
I feel like, okay, there's like a variety of places in which like hitting on somebody is such like a sacred technique, right?
Yes.
It needs to be
Yeah.
practiced in like such a
Delicacy.
a delicate way. And I feel like there is this known list amongst people that you shouldn't like be hitting on people at places like the gym, right? The bus stop,
Yeah.
your grandma's funeral,
Right,
Like,
right.
you know, like I feel like read the room, and the room is a bus stop.
You know, it is tough, I feel like, because it's so important on context. Because, right, you said the gym. I wouldn't be upset about being asked out at the gym, but also it depends, right? Like, if it's a tall, hot man coming up to me at the gym, I'm
That's
like,
yes. That's
Sorry,
I'm speechless.
I thought I
that's the thing.
Same
Is
thing
that
with the
like
bus stop.
is that you don't know, like I could be in a dark alley, but if it's a tall hot man,
If it's a tall, hot man, come on
I'm
with
kidding,
to
I'm
me.
kidding.
Yeah,
But
no, it depends.
yeah, it really depends on just like a lot of people in my experience can't catch signals when you're not interested. And guys will rag on women by saying like, well, why don't you say no straight up? Why don't you say that to our faces and just say, no, I'm not interested? Men can get angry. They can start yelling at you.
Oh my gosh.
They could start physically harming you. So like, no, we're not gonna be like, no, get out of my face.
Totally,
You know?
totally.
Yeah.
I've read so many places that it's like it's almost safer to just be like, oh, I have a boyfriend, or actually, oh, I'm already taken, because that's the only excuse that they'll actually accept.
Except when they don't. Remember chess club?
Oh,
Oh, chess club.
we went to the LA Chess Club, the like little mixer, right?
Uh-huh.
And I'm every time I tell someone about chess club, I'm going to say this as well. They welcome people in a relationship and not in a relationship. You don't have to be single to go. But I went with a bunch of my single friends.
Me being one of them.
Yep. And we had a great time. But this one guy, he was like, would you like to play chess? And I was like, yeah, sure. And we played some chess. And then, quickly I informed him that I'm, not looking for anything more with him. And that I had a boyfriend. So we went on with this whole chess game, and we actually really, I enjoyed myself. I had a fun time.
Y'all bonded.
Yeah, I felt great.
Yeah.
And then at the end, he was like, oh, maybe I can get your Instagram. And I was like, yes, absolutely. I would love that. And then he was like, in case you and your boyfriend don't work out. And I was like, well, now I don't want you to have my info.
Well, exactly.
Yeah. My info.
I was going to give it to you.
Exactly. If you were to reject the people at chess club, what you should have done is been like, I'm good. I don't need to get your king. I already have mine.
Ooh, okay. Maybe you should go to chess club.
Yeah.
I'm gonna go to chess club and bully all the men. But you guys both bring up really good points, and I'm trying to think of like an articulate way to express this, where it's like men a lot of the time won't accept like no for an answer from women unless it's at the expense of another man, meaning like you're like, no thank you, I have a boyfriend, and he's like, oh, respect to your boyfriend, but if
Right.
your boyfriend decides to go a different direction and drop you, then come back to me.
Yeah.
Like they can't just like, and what you're saying, it's like oftentimes like women are put in these compromising spaces where it's like they feel like they can't just like simply say something respectful as, no thank you, I'm not interested,
Mhm.
because it's scary.
Yeah, yeah. And that's so real too about like the social cues aspect of it, because even before just being able to pick up on your body language, I feel like he should also have just realized, here's a woman that's much younger than I am. I don't need to go over to her in a public spot. Let me guess, you're probably also wearing headphones. Like
I was.
it's like
I was.
just give people their space. Like there's no like you weren't being welcomed over there. Like, just stop.
But if it's a tall, hot man, he can take my headphones
But if it's
off.
a tall, hot man, you better rip those headphones off me.
Fully kidding, guys.
Exhausting.
Yeah.
I'm sorry
Yeah.
that happened to you, though.
Yeah.
Yeah, you know, it just makes me really look forward to getting a car, even more motivated now.
Yeah?
Yes.
To do that.
Do you have a car in mind?
I was thinking maybe a Prius, like maybe a hybrid.
Functional.
I really do like the idea of an electric car, but I think maybe, you know, having gas as a backup could be good, especially because I don't have a charger at home. You know?
Yeah,
Mhm.
So-
yeah. And gas is
Yeah, I got gas on the way here. I got gas on
Yeah.
the way here. $4.89.
I avoid it until
Is
I
that-
like literally have to.
Is that $4.89?
$489
Per gallon,
per
baby.
gallon.
No.
Per gallon.
And
Not
that was
total.
That was on the cheap. That was on the cheap end. I was
Right.
like standing, like looking at an Arco and like a Chevron. I was like, oh god.
The Arco. Always the Arco. You see a 4 and you swerve in.
And I
Swerve.
swerve in, and you
Swerve.
you see a 4, you squirt and you swerve.
Yes.
But
I
maybe,
am always saying that.
maybe a good transition point to this is that one of the reasons I am I'm trying to get
No, this
good
is
transitions.
perfect.
This
You
is
Wait,
do
this
great.
is good.
girl. You
Are you
do this.
hosting the show?
No,
Yes.
hold on. Here
All
it
right,
comes.
all right.
I'm hot.
Welcome to the Spitball Show. I'm your third host.
Yes.
Oh my god, we found our third.
There we go.
What was I saying? Oh yeah, so the reason I am finally getting a car now after a whole year of living in LA is because I monetized my fashion channel. So now I feel like I comfortably have the monthly income to afford a car, whereas before it's like I could afford a car, but then I would have like no monthly savings, I think, or it would be like you know, I would have to skip out on like friend excursions and
Yeah.
stuff like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I was like, But now I
Yes.
can do it.
That's a big accomplishment.
No,
Yeah.
so slay of you. And that's truly the reason that we brought you on today.
Mhm.
I feel like I was just telling Christina this as well. I feel like I have been over the last like few months, every like new person that I've like connected with and like talked to, even if they already have like an established like corporate job or they've been like working somewhere for years, like they even take out the time to be like, yeah, you know, I'm enjoying it, but part of me kind of just wants to like quit my job and do content creation. Like people that I never even would think would be interested in that field, like that is the kind of stuff that they want to be doing because it's right, it's flexible, you're working from home, you kind of get to do the things that you were interested in, and then eventually you get to have the lucrative benefits of it and expand your income out here in LA.
It's also insane how much money you can make doing that kind of thing.
Absolutely.
It is.
I know
It's
people
crazy.
like on the inside who like do like influencer deals and stuff, and like I truly like when I hear like the amount of money that people get paid to like post an Instagram story, my head explodes.
Right,
yeah,
right.
yeah.
Like I'm literally like, are you joking?
I've heard of so many deals that are like 6 figures.
Yeah.
And it's a very quick like man on the street interview that you just have to do and hold up a like a Samsung phone and it's like
Or literally
Insane.
just be like a selfie in the bathroom mirror that's like, I love this product. Pooh,
That's it.
$50,000.
Yeah,
yeah.
Like, it's because content creation is the modern day advertising. Like we don't need to pay for like television commercial slots anymore. Everyone's
Totally.
watching what's going on Instagram and
Yeah.
whatnot.
Yeah, because that's like $50,000 could be a similar price to what a company would pay to put on a whole production for a commercial, you know, hiring the videographer, you know, this whole film crew to make a commercial and then like getting it on air or whatever. Whereas like, you know, influencers or content creators, they do generally like the whole thing themselves. Or some
Yeah.
people have a team, obviously, but it's like, yeah, it just makes financial sense for them.
Mm-hmm.
and then it
do.
has like insanely wide distribution. Like just a TikTok from a popular creator or influencer. Like I've seen so many of the like TikTok shop, of course, like the items and stuff that are being advertised, but also just like stuff on Amazon or like little things that go viral, like simple things like a hand sanitizer or something. And
Yeah.
everybody talks about it. And then everybody's like, well, I got to have this thing. I got to relate to everybody that's out there. I think I said this a while ago too. It's like, I think such a big audience too is the teen girl space because they don't have right now too many things where they can kind of concentrate on being like a teen girl. So right now it's TikTok and all of TikTok is advertising.
Yes.
So they'll
yeah.
go on TikTok and they'll be like, oh my gosh, I'm seeing all these TikToks for like drunk elephant. I need to go like get this skincare. And then they buy these products, and that's what it means to be a teen girl these days.
I was just about to say, yeah, I think I've heard about the Sephora 10-year-olds and just, you don't want a brat these days. Or I don't know, I still want a brat.
Yeah.
But
I want a brat.
Brats, like the doll, not brats.
I was like I just had a brat summer. Was I not supposed to?
No, the original brat.
Yeah.
They were brat.
But yeah, people just want drunk elephant now.
Yeah, which I guess is good. I'm like, go get your skincare on.
I'm like, I don't even know what that is.
Retinol at age 10?
I feel like back in the day, it was like back in the day, it was like magazines, right? Everyone like in the 90s, early 2000s, it was like what's going on in the magazines. And then like our generation, it was like, let's watch YouTube, like the YouTubers' day in the life, like makeup tutorials, like Jenna Marbles, like
Zoella.
So yeah, exactly. And then like now it's TikTok. Like I feel like it's like evolving and our attention span's getting shorter. But yeah, it's like that's where they turn to express what they are interested in.
Definitely. Yeah. And then, you know, as we can predict, then everybody in our community, basically at this age, being like a young adult, you want to like tap into that market. Like when we were even younger, we were like, oh, like I could be a YouTuber. I could kind of like do that, like monetize my channel and do all of that stuff. And now the next adaptation is TikTok. And so a lot of people want to get on TikTok and start making videos. I feel like I'm seeing so many of my friends on TikTok, like doing their comedy these days.
Yeah.
And it's like, whoa.
Yeah,
like,
it's great.
You like, I feel like before weren't really able to see your friends' stuff. And now like everybody's just like being silly and doing their thing.
Yeah, it's a great way, I think, to get a platform as a comedian. I definitely see a lot of stand-up comic friends or aspiring writer friends, you know, just posting their sketches or just funny, you know, monologuing videos.
Because then you have a chance, right, of like going viral, getting something going, like picking up the momentum. Like now you don't have to wait.
I feel like people are realizing that working is a scam, and that if we could all just do what we want and make money, that'd be great.
Totally. So Christina, when did you like kind of delve into the world yourself? Because Christina and I met through speech and debate. I was going to wear my Texas speech hat, but I wear it a lot, so I wore a different one.
And that's
today.
okay, because now y'all are matching.
Exactly.
So it was a good thing.
Yes. But Christina and I did speech and debate together.
Very cute.
All through high school. It was a whole nother life.
Yeah.
Yes. Later, Christina and I will come back on and discuss our anxieties with all of that.
Please.
So let us know if you want to see that in the future.
I've erased so much from my memory, and occasionally, like, someone will text me, like, hey, do you remember when you did that one piece about, like, this one thing? And I'm like, I didn't remember up until now.
Right.
And I hate you for reminding me.
Yep. And exactly. Yeah. I'll be in therapy and they'll be like, and where did you think your OCD began? And I'll be like, well, in a classroom in high school.
Oh my God. That sounds traumatizing.
Oh, it was very traumatizing. It was incredibly rewarding and amazing, but also
part of how we got into college, probably.
Yeah. But also incredibly scary. So let us know if you want to hear more. However, so after high school, you went to NYU.
Yeah.
And we're sisters here. You made your own major as well, right?
Yes.
Tell me all that encompassed that.
Gosh, so my first 2 years of college were honestly such a mess because going into college or going into applying to colleges even to begin with, like I didn't know what I wanted to major in because like my favorite thing was acting in speech and debate or like giving speeches. And so I was like, well, I can't do that because, you know, my parents have told me I can't do acting as a career. So what else do I like in life? And so I was like, okay, maybe I'll look into journalism.
Yep.
And I applied to like the USC and Northwestern schools of journalism. I think like a couple other schools. But for NYU, I randomly applied to Gallatin, which is the make your own major school. And when I got into that, the financial aid was good enough. And I was just really interested by the interdisciplinary classes. And I also liked the idea of like, oh, I'm not pigeonholed into journalism. And so I went with that. And for the first 2 years, no clue what I was doing. I, you know, got my real estate license freshman year. I was taking economics classes.
You got a real estate license in college?
Yeah, it's really easy to get. So easy. You could get one today. No, actually, no. It's 75 hours. You can't do it in a day, but you can do it in a week.
That's the next episode of Spitball. Is we
Well,
get real estate license.
That'd be so cool. You try to sell a house. Or something.
So,
Like, hey, so do you want this?
do you want a house or what? Or
Yeah.
what?
You could advertise it on the Spitball podcast. Be like,
Hey.
guys.
Hey, you guys want to live at our house?
Yeah, that's the real end goal of Spitball. Just selling houses.
The real estate.
Date.
Hey.
I like that.
Yep. All right, so you got your real estate license, but then you were like, I don't want to sell a house.
Yes, yeah. And after a couple years working as like a real estate assistant, I was like, this really isn't it. I need to do something else. And that's when I pivoted to being like, okay, maybe I'll start taking photo and video classes and call my major or I ended up calling it ethical digital media. That's what I called it.
I love
that was a
that.
cute little name for it.
Yeah, really cute.
It's cool that you can make your own.
Oh, yeah.
Right?
No, literally, it's insane how
Yeah.
similar our stories are. Like, I also was like, I can't study acting. That's scary. But then I
Yeah.
went to Emerson and made my own major, and I was like, this is less scary.
Yes.
And then I was like, oh, actually, I do want to act.
What do you graduate with then?
My degree says individualized study.
Same.
So I could
Individualized.
put whatever I want on my resume. I
Mhm.
could lie.
Huh.
They would never know.
Right. My name, I think, was television, personality, and performance.
That's cool.
That's where I landed on.
That's cool.
Ethical digital media is cool, too. I like that.
Thank you.
That's
you.
cute.
You got a cute name too.
Yeah,
we
wait,
chose
good.
we chose good names.
You got a cute major.
Wait, you guys did something really cool.
What was your major?
Music business.
That's cool.
That's cool,
That's
too.
dope.
Dude, that's dope.
I know,
Yeah.
but I wish I could have given it a name. I would have been like Rockin' Beats with
wanna-
Road.com.
And there you go. You just gave it a name.
Yeah.
I want to know more about the music business. We gotta talk about the music business sometime.
I
We'll talk
don't know
music.
Cool.
anything.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Literally all I did was watch Nathan For You in class in
I love-
college, and then I graduated.
I
Right.
love Nathan For You.
Me
That's
too.
amazing.
So then at what point did
Right.
all of that sum into
content.
Into content.
Yes. Okay. So I think it was pandemic times. I think a lot of people started content during the pandemic, and
Yeah.
I was one of them.
Heck yeah.
And I started what did I do? I made a few YouTube videos. I made some TikToks for fun. I wasn't super serious about the content stuff, but I was having fun with it. And I was like, oh, this could be a thing one day.
What was it about?
Um,
What were those videos?
On TikTok, it was a lot of lip syncing at first, quite literally the early TikTok, just doing whatever the trending audios were.
Right. Because correct me if I'm wrong, it was musically
Musically.
first, right?
Correct.
Yes. Yeah,
Yeah.
Musically.
I
Yeah.
remembered learning that a few months ago.
And that's
I was
when
way
you-
behind.
You
I
do
just-
videos like
Oh my god, yeah. And
I
some people were
remember-
so good at it.
Uh-huh.
I don't know if I should name them or not, because I don't know if they want to. But I remember a couple of our friends in speech and debate in the year or so below us, they were on Musically, and that's
Right.
how I knew about it.
Right.
They were
right.
early. They were early.
Yeah. And you have to be with these platforms. I remember with Vine.
oh
I remember with Vine, the first time it had come out, I was seeing people create content, and I was like, whoa, oh my gosh, they're already running out the gate creating content. But then they're the ones that got big because they were we're adapting.
But
Yeah.
it was also kind of this new wave of media where you were because it was one thing for these video platforms to come out. I don't know if anyone remembers this deep cut, but there was something called Keek, and that was
Yes.
a video
Oh
platform.
Never used it.
And it was just you just could film. I was only ever using them to be hey, Rasha, look,
Yeah.
or whatever. But then people started making funny videos and making unique things and showcasing talents comedy or digital editing or sketch or whatever. And you're oh wait, this is a really cool way to utilize this platform.
Definitely.
Whereas it's I remember back in the day with Vine, I would just tap the button all around the classroom, so it would be beep bop boop bop bop, and I'd be tech ed.
right.
You
And
know?
people are so creative and cool with the stuff that they make.
Yeah.
I remember being so amazed by. I still am with TikTok.
Mhm.
When something really makes me laugh too, I'm damn, that was really smart.
Yeah.
they put in a lot of thought. Or similarly, just with recipes or crafts and stuff. I'm just
I literally
damn.
I use TikTok as a search engine.
Yeah,
I
Same.
truly
I
will
use
be
it sometimes, yeah.
Trader Joe's dinner tonight, vegetarian. What do I have? Tell me, I'm Rowan. And
And
they're
you know,
I have
right.
it for you.
and you don't
Mhm.
have to tell them your name, girl.
Oh my God, really? I didn't know that.
It feels more reliable sometimes than Google search, because obviously there's a bunch of sponsored stuff on TikTok and a bunch of sponsored articles and stuff.
Mhm.
But something about TikTok, sometimes I feel you can you can smell out the sponsorship if it is sponsored. And so then otherwise you're like, okay, this is this is a real person recommending this to me.
It's like you're speaking to the people on TikTok, but to Google, you're speaking to the government.
Oh my God, you're so right.
There we go.
You know what I mean? Gemini? I don't think so.
Or what was your guys' favorite Vines?
God, I wasn't really on Vine.
Oh really?
I didn't even like watch them on supplementary platforms.
Really?
The only one I think I ever really watched or remember is this one by, I don't know what his name was, but it was just him repeating the word gluten over and over
yes,
again.
I remember that. Gluten.
I think I have seen
That one.
Gluten.
And then one of the TikToks ended with him just like yelling out a car window.
The end of it.
I think I remember that.
And it's come full circle. I'm gluten intolerant now.
Whoa.
So
I'm loving that. I remember one of my favorites was like, there was this like baby that was like laying. There was this baby like laying on her crib, and the video was like, and then the baby turns around and she goes, "What?"
Oh, I remember that one.
I loved that
she
one.
turned around and she goes, "What?" I like that.
What?
My favorite one was this Vine, and it was called Nervous Waiter, and it's this guy, and he's like, "Hey guys, welcome to Pizza Hut. Let me guess, pizza?" And then he just faints on the floor. And he's holding like a tray, like he's holding like a cookie baking sheet. So when he falls, it's like a clamor.
that's so funny. Like, what even made them think of that? Like, what if you were a worker at Pizza Hut, but you were like really nervous?
Right.
Right.
That's the best part is like you get to watch these and be like, how did they come up with that? Because I know these
I don't
days,
know.
like something stupid happens and I get out my phone and I'm like, there's a TikTok for later. Like very quickly. I could go through my phone and like rant so many random ones or just like notes, do this as a TikTok.
Yeah.
I think the beauty of Vine was that it was 6 seconds and that was it.
Yeah.
It's like, shut up. Make me laugh and let's keep it moving.
Make me laugh and leave.
Oh
and leave.
But it's so entertaining. That's why, like, I really sometimes, and sometimes people are like, "Oh, I can't have TikTok on my phone," and I'm like, I have. I'm such an iPad baby. Sometimes, like, I love getting in bed at the end of the day and being like, "Okay, shut up."
Yeah. Having your
Like,
scroll.
Gotta have a little
TikTok
bit of
makes me
scrolling
laugh
time.
so hard,
Yeah.
and literally, it's like TikToks are great. The comments are what make them.
The comments. The
Like,
comments.
funny.
I tag Logan in about like 80 comments a week.
Uh-huh.
Because it's like you watch an amazing video and you're like, or at first you're like, huh. And then you click on the comments, the first comment, you're like, and then you like tag someone.
Yeah.
I have tiers where and particularly Logan, I'll DM him a TikTok. If it's really good, I'll text it to him. And if it's really, really good, I'll text it to him and I'll screenshot a specific comment and I'll send it back to him.
Okay.
I'm like, I need you to see this.
Yes. I feel like I've been lying to myself for a really long time. I mean, I do this. Do. With TikTok, I can, like, so much of it is productive, you know? Like, when I am looking up recipes or, like, stuff.
That's
like,
true. There are a lot of productive uses, I think.
Like, sometimes I am on the For You page and I'm just like, this is
You're
my
searching for the
brain
productivity.
rotting.
You're like, one of these is going to be useful.
Yes.
At some point.
You guys make those, like, bargains with yourself? You're like, okay, the next video I like is the last one.
No.
Oh, yeah, me neither.
No, I think I
No,
just
that's
I just closed the app. I think
Shit.
you're weird for liking this very addicting app that is designed to be that way.
Yeah.
Yeah, I'm with you though. I'm
Right.
with you. The other day I was in bed and watching TikTok and literally it was the most cursed For You page. I was like, what is happening?
Right.
It was like a 911 call of a son who just murdered his sister and mother.
I saw that one.
And then the next one was like a dying dog. And then the next one was literally like a 747 aircraft flat falling out of the sky and crashing. And I was just in bed and I was like, wait.
Yeah.
I
This
was
is not good
supposed to-
wind down material.
I know.
When
There's-
they scare you, it's not good.
There's this TikTok live that I follow that I really like of this person and she's making squishy cats. And when she gets like a nice dono or whatever, she picks up the cat and she makes it dance and she's like,
Aw.
thank you.
Okay, we have to have her
And
on.
so I
And tell her to bring the cats.
Yeah,
would
I need
love that. I'm like, squishy cat time.
Squishy cat time.
I
Can
also
we get you?
me and Logan, we spent like a month watching Mahjong on TikTok live instead of like learning how to do taxes.
What?
You can get in there. You can
Yeah.
get caught up in there.
I'm sick in the head.
Okay, back to Christina. You started creating content and it was just like lip syncing videos. Did you do that because you felt this like pressure to do that, or did you just genuinely want to put yourself out there?
It was, I'm like having flashbacks now of just stuff I completely forgot. It was a class extra credit assignment to make a TikTok. And so I made a TikTok account and I made a TikTok. And that was why I made the first one. And then I was like, this is so much fun. And then I just kept making more because it was fun. And I was also like getting like excited by the views. I was like, people are watching this. Oh my God.
Yeah.
And I had always kind of wanted to like be a content creator a little bit. Or, like I loved watching YouTube growing up. Smosh being one of them.
Oh.
Yeah.
Whoa.
And yeah, I was just like, oh, this could be fun. This could be cool. But I'd always like shied away from it because I was like, oh, I don't want to be cringe online.
Okay, that's huge.
I don't want people to think I'm cringe. So I never made content. But then YouTube videos, started Twitch streaming, did like a brief program thing with Misfits Gaming, which is like a esports content org. I don't think they do esports anymore. I think they just focus on content.
Okay.
And yeah.
Cool.
That's about it. And then real estate, did some more real estate for a while because it's not like silly TikToks could pay the bill. Not at my level.
Not
at
yet.
least.
Yeah.
And then got my current job at Polygon, making mostly short form videos for them and an occasional YouTube video.
Yeah.
And that's about where I am now.
I think that is such a massive point to talk about, like not wanting to be cringy with your content. I think that
Yeah.
I feel like so many people are like, I want to create content, and the only block between them actually creating content is I don't want to be cringy, or I don't want to be judged, or I don't want my coworkers or my partner or my friends to see this and be like, nobody cares. And it's like, okay, but like the people who are already successful in your field are never going to be the ones to look back and judge you because they also had to start somewhere.
It's also like you have to surrender to the cringe a little bit because I've always found it very like double standardy, or maybe that's not the right word, but like I found it very weird that people will like love scrolling on TikTok and like watching content and they'll be like, oh my God, I love TikTok. Ew, are you making a TikTok? That's so cringe.
Right.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? It's like, wait, I thought you liked that. I will say though, I never think that like inherently anyone like making a TikTok or content or whatever is cringe, because I am an enjoyer of media as well. But there is nothing that like trips me out more than like when you see someone and they're just like,
oh yeah. I think generally in my experience, I feel like people like just don't care if you start making content.
Not
or at least
anymore
they don't care until like maybe you blow up and start getting successful, and then they'll start noticing and being like, oh my gosh, this is so cool. But prior to that, like, maybe your close friends will be like, oh my God, this is cool. But besides that, I think most people like won't even pay attention. And I always like remind myself, I guess, or when I was starting, I would remind myself of the thing of like, people just don't think about you as much as you think about yourself.
Huge.
And that can be a good thing. That can be a bad thing. But
Right.
I think it's a good thing in the context of like being scared of being cringe. People probably aren't even thinking of you.
Absolutely. Because again, most of the time, they probably want to put themselves out there too. And they're just like, damn, that person's brave and bold enough to put their life out, their like breakfast recipes or their like running journey or like how they like to make their bed or whatever. And to look at somebody else and be like, oh, that's dumb, that's cringe. It's kind of just like, well, that's just the app. Like, are we not supposed to post on Instagram now?
Right. Yeah, you posted an Instagram picture. That's so cringe.
Right.
You're using the platform.
Yeah.
But
so strange.
overthinking is so like, it's so real, that pressure. And I would even go an extra step too and say, I think actors really feel that as well. Because now it's almost like, oh, like you want to act? Well, you should probably have a big social media following or a big social media presence. And that means your following should be big. And you should do that because you can now make your own platform. And so what are you waiting for? Why aren't you doing that? And it's like, whoa.
I just wanted a McChicken, my guy.
I just wanted to be in Wonka, man.
Yeah, no. It's
Is that a quote or something?
No.
Yeah.
I just wanted to be in Wonka.
Me too. I wish I was Timothy Chalamet.
I want to be in Wonka.
That's a good point you bring up, though, about like the acting thing, too. It's such a fine line, and it's so annoying because it's literally like, we are looking for people to submit, and we are only looking for people that are followers. We want our with followers.
Mm-hmm.
We want actors with followers. But then once you hit like a certain amount of followers, they're like, well, you're not an actor. You're an influencer.
Yeah, such garbage.
And you're literally like, what do you want from me?
How do you guys identify with the word influencer? Do you like that? If someone called you an influencer, would you be like, no, or would you be like, and I'm proud?
I don't think anyone I know, including myself, that makes content or even could be considered an influencer actually considers themselves an influencer or calls themselves that.
Yeah.
Because it's just like weird.
Yeah.
It's such a yuckified word.
Yeah.
Everyone would rather say creator.
Creator. I hear creator a lot.
Yeah.
Creator, content creator, maybe like internet personality.
That one.
Well,
that one too.
And also, I think it's, well, first of all, what do you think of it? Influencer.
I don't mind it. I would say the same thing. I'm not angry at the word, but I think it has been dragged through a lot.
Yes.
And so now in the social context, I wouldn't necessarily shake my hand and be like, hi, I'm an influencer.
Right, because it's like when people complain about a lot of stuff online, like Shein hauls or like, constantly being sold to, people usually use the word like influencers doing these massive clothing hauls of fast fashion. People usually don't say creators. Usually.
Yeah.
I think like influencer is like this big, it's also because it's such like a vast word, right? I think like you can kind of trickle it down more because like you two who like both have like large platforms and followings and whatnot, like you have more niche and specific things that you do. So I think you could like trickle it down a little bit further to like you're an actor, a cast member. You also make like you're a content creator as well. Like you're so much more than an influencer.
Yeah.
As well as you. Like you do the fashion, the video gaming, like all this like cool stuff. So I kind of feel like in a way almost when people like pin themselves with this like word influencer, it's like almost as if they're not giving themselves enough credit.
Yeah. I
dig
that.
it. I dig
like
it.
that.
Yeah.
I think
unless they're literally doing nothing and they're boring.
Right. I think another word too that it's also been a little beaten up a little bit is public figure.
Oh, that I hardly hear that one.
Like
I don't know.
Hi, I'm a public figure. Aren't we all?
Hey, I'm a public figure.
What do you do for work?
I'm
a public figure.
Yeah.
I'm a ghost, actually.
Hey, I'm a celebrity.
Yeah. Hey, I'm famous.
You know, why
Wait,
would you?
that's so funny. When people start asking me, like men at the bus stop asking me what I do, I'm a celebrity.
I'm a celebrity.
Wait, that's awesome.
I do celebrity.
I'm a celebrity. They'd be like,
it.
oh, wow.
That's it.
Like, oh, what are you
Public
famous
figure.
for? Being a celebrity.
That's what Angeline did.
All right,
Oh
that's
my
how we're
God.
turning down men at the bus stops now. We're 18-year-old celebrities, so back off.
There we go.
How do you feel about this one? I've never really jived with. Instagram model.
Oh, that
Oh my
one.
gosh, I mean, I am that. Obviously.
Yet another word dragged through the mud.
Yeah.
I would never
Yeah.
refer to myself as that.
It's just, I think it's kind of these like broad words, right? Where it's like, yeah, again, like, aren't we all influencers? What do you do? Aren't we all Instagram models? What do you model?
We're trying to influence something.
I'm trying to influence these nuts.
Influence your nuts.
Yeah.
Influence your own nuts.
We changed the description to Spitball. We're trying to influence
your nuts. Exactly.
Honestly, it works with Spitball.
Yeah. Oh, wait, I like that a lot.
Spitball, influence your nuts.
Maybe y'all can bust
got
that out
there.
for April Fool's Day.
Bust it out.
Wait,
out
I
your
didn't
nuts?
mean to do that. I didn't mean to do
Oh my
it.
God, come back here more often.
God, you're an 18-year-old celebrity.
Wait, I really like that. A man hits on you that you don't want, like, paying attention to you. I'm a celebrity.
I'm a celebrity.
It's like, okay.
Okay, yeah.
Oh,
Wow,
okay.
wow. Go with I'm a Vine star.
I also think, too, like, the thing with the word influencer is that it's like, people started throwing it around. But when I hear influencer, I think about those, like, videos of people, like, on airplanes, like, causing an absolute, like, ruckus, like, some kind of crazy madness.
Yeah.
And they're like, I'm an influencer. Like, you can't. I have more followers than you.
Yes. Yeah.
And
What?
that's such an interesting space too, is like there are so many more people out there now with much larger followings that a lot of us probably wouldn't be able to like recognize on the street.
Hell no.
You
There's
know?
people with like a gajillion subscribers on YouTube, and I'm like, I've never seen you once in my life, and I'll never see you
Yeah.
again.
Right. It's like mostly
yeah.
we're like Googling names now and we're like, oh, whoa, okay, 15 million followers and I've never
heard
heard
of
or
you.
seen you before. And
Yeah.
I think it's a lot of because TikTok is so algorithmically based. So that way, like, you might have seen their face, like when you're scrolling, but rarely do you swipe
Yeah.
and follow. You just kind of hope that the algorithm will serve you them again.
Yeah.
That, and I think just like the internet and the world is so large, and we have all these different like subsect groups of things where it's like maybe you're on like the fashion side of YouTube and you know like a lot of YouTube fashion creators, but like you don't know a lot in this space that also have like millions of followers, and that kind of thing. And maybe another thing, sometimes, occasionally, particularly sometimes with Instagram people might not look how they do online as they do in person.
Oh.
Sometimes I got a comment. I was just thinking about that recently because I got a comment recently at an event I went to, a good one. They were like, oh, wow, you actually like look like your pictures. A lot of people like, because it was like a kind of creator event, and they were like, a lot of people I like can't even recognize when they're checking in.
Oh my gosh.
I was like, shit,
man.
okay.
That's tough.
I guess I feel good.
Yeah, absolutely.
There was the era of when people would like post photos and they would be known for how much they'd Facetune their photos, and they would like take pride in it, which
Yeah.
is like, I guess
own
least if
it,
you're
yeah.
owning up to it.
Right.
It's like
True.
it's the
true.
same thing with like everything. It's like at least if you're gonna do something like that, like be honest in a capacity about it so that
Yeah.
other people don't feel bad.
Embrace it, like embody it in a way that you're kind of like claiming that as your brand. You're like, this is what I do, and
Yeah.
this is what you're like. What you see is what you get, kind of thing. That way, there's no surprises.
Mhm.
Yeah.
I always feel very Black Mirror-ish if like I can't tell you. I feel like at least once a week, if not sometimes like once a day, I'll just be somewhere random and I'll see someone that I like know from online, and it feels
Really?
like weird. Like you're like, oh, I know who that person is,
Oh,
but
Yeah.
I
like
feel
they
like
don't.
I never run into people.
Really?
Oh, really?
I think I'm like I'm in the where I work. It's like I feel like I see them a
right,
lot,
right.
so
Okay.
it's like I'm just like, oh,
You know what? I had a celebrity sighting this past weekend. Do you guys know? Okay, Josie Lauren from okay, so she was one of the stars of Make It or Break It, that like gymnastics drama that was on.
Oh,
But she was also in Hatching Pete.
oh, you love Hatching Pete.
I don't remember watching that, but I remember the name.
Is she the cutie with the dark hair?
Yes,
That Pete? Am I thinking of the right cutie girl? The
Yeah.
cheerleader?
the cheerleader.
I
Oh, okay.
just love that description, and like I would love to be called cutie with the dark hair.
that little cutie with the
Like,
dark
that's
hair.
great.
Yeah.
That
That
little
is
shawty
great.
with the dark hair.
No, and let me tell you, she's still a cutie.
Yeah, I'm
Hasn't
sure.
aged a
And
day.
has dark hair still.
She like
I
she
need to make
walked-
sure I'm thinking of the right
She walked
person.
by our brunch table, like to go to the bathroom, and I like mid sentence, and I was like, and I was like, that she's from Make It or Break It. Like
Oh my
looked up,
God.
I like showed everybody that I was at the table with a photo, and I was like, everybody be cool. We're not gonna say anything, but I'm in love.
yeah.
This is not the right person.
Oh, no, it's not.
No. I just looked up I spelled the name wrong.
Oh, okay. Okay.
Like, is that the
I mean,
cutie
that
with
is a cutie with dark
What
hair.
was her name? Josie Lauren?
Josie Lauren. JosieLoren.
Oh yeah, this is who I'm thinking about. She's
Yes.
the cutie with the dark hair.
Oh, I love her.
Oh, that is a cutie with the dark
Literally
hair.
like woman crush. She
Oh.
is so fine. And so when she came back from the restroom, she like slowly walked by my table and eyed my French toast.
Oh, really?
So we're best friends.
Are you
She's
sure
into you.
she was eyeing your French toast or you?
Or maybe she was eyeing my nuts.
Whoa,
Okay.
bust out your nuts.
Ooh.
Spitball.
Yeah, I had
Whoa.
nuts on my
Whoa,
French
now.
toast.
I see celebs a
That's
lot.
on your French
Did I tell you I ran into Drake Bell a while ago?
No.
Wait, no way.
Oh my god, it was absolutely heinous.
Oh,
I was at Desert 5 spot, and we had been there, and we were like closing down shop, and we're like, whatever, let's go home. And I'm not joking. This like entourage of people like starts flooding in from like the elevator, and in front of them all is Drake Bell wearing like a cartoonish like late night talk show like blazer, like plaid blazer and pants like matching suit, and he had his hair like up and gelled into like a little twist, and he
Oh.
literally was going like this, hey, with the shoulders. I'm not joking. I was like, wait, he looks just like he did when he was like in the live action Fairly Odd Parents movie or something.
so funny.
And he literally walked in like bobbing his shoulders. Like
That's awesome.
I was like, me and Bridget were like, is that Okay, we'll talk
Maybe
about
it
it
was
later.
a dare. Maybe
No,
on drugs.
It was-
Maybe, why was he
maybe
doing
it was
that?
no,
a
he was
dare.
like, he was honestly nothing bad to say. He was chipper as hell.
Oh, that's awesome.
I just was like, what?
How can you judge someone with a great attitude? That's
And
what
then-
I'm saying.
I've been having a lot of celebrity sightings recently. We
Yeah.
were getting coffee the other morning, and Gabriette and Maddie Healy came in next behind us, but that's problematic.
Oh my goodness.
In
Oh,
the
is it?
1975?
Yeah,
Maybe?
1975.
I don't know if they are, so we'll look that up.
I've heard some.
There's- Yeah.
See, sometimes there's celebrities where like I've heard things about them, but I haven't looked into it enough to know what's true or not. Because I've heard problematic things about Drake Bell. Heard problematic things about Matt Healy for sure.
And I would like to go on record saying I'm not saying anything other than I was in a coffee shop and saw
Yes.
them.
Yeah.
But
yeah.
that's, well, it's also like
in
kind
a
of
coffee shop with them. You're best friends now. You
It-
endorse
yeah,
everything they've ever
Rowan,
done.
damn.
it's a
Yeah.
testament to like society's like need to idolize like celebrities though. It's like, let's not do that
Yeah.
until we like they've proven to us that they're good people.
But you know where to get your information.
TikTok.
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 Somebody's got a whole expose on there, I'm telling you.
Wait, so I want to
Sure.
hear about your fashion page.
Yes. Okay. So my fashion page, it's called Pretty Filthy. I
Ooh.
keep
I love that.
That's hot. That's hot. That's
Thank
hot.
you. I keep it separate from, XTINA Gigi, my musician artist name. Just because, a bit of like branding differences. Maybe I'll kill one of those one day. Definitely not XTINA Gigi. I think I'll like, make
You're
music.
talking about your Instagram or one of us.
I did kind of point like that, yeah.
You said kill one of them, and I was
I
like,
might kill one of
I
them,
might-
but anyways, my fashion YouTube channel.
oh, okay.
I might- if-
you know,
if
make
you-
yourself at home, I guess.
If music ever really takes off, I might, stop making fashion videos, at least for a while. Put that on the back burner.
Ooh.
But yeah, I just I don't know. I make some TikToks and YouTube shorts. I like cross post it,
yeah.
and that's done like the best for me, I guess, for the fashion channel. I've made like maybe like 6 or 7 long form videos on YouTube,
Cool.
and they've done okay-ish for a new channel. I guess like the highest one got like 27K views. So it's
More
like
than our Spitball episodes.
it's a
Share it
start.
with your friends.
Okay, I'm gonna kill her.
okay. So we decided who we're killing.
Do you find that promoting your music on TikTok does a lot for like introducing new audiences to your songs, or is it more of something that you kind of like to do creatively to build your TikTok instead? Like where do you kind of track the analytics of that?
There is no like super specific way to see like, oh, how many streams did this post drive with music, but you can generally get a sense just based on like what the people are commenting or like how many saves it has maybe. And honestly, like Instagram Reels has been the best platform for me for I guess promoting my music and stuff. I think just because I have maybe like a slightly bigger following there, so like maybe the algorithm is also easier because like there's less people making Instagram Reels. Maybe I'm hypothesizing.
Yeah, definitely with because I think Instagram used to have a lot more benefits to putting reels
They had
out there.
the bonus, which oh my
Yeah,
gosh,
yeah.
that used to be amazing, and
there
I'm
was
so
a lot
sad.
of money that you could make off of Instagram Reels, but I think so many people were making that much money that they ultimately ripped that away. And now you can make similar funds on TikTok, but then there's like new rules about like the programs, how
Yeah.
many followers you need to have to qualify, how long your video is, and stuff like that.
And
So I think you're right.
And I think they brought back the bonus, but it's just like not as lucrative as it once was.
Mhm.
But funny thing about the XTINA GG page is that originally it was a personal page. That was like, I think my first ever Instagram username was Christina the Cat. That was like when I was 13.
I remember that. I
Yeah.
followed Christina the Cat.
Yeah. You're an
That's
OG.
nice.
Yeah.
And then at some point I started posting my gaming content on there when I was like doing Misfit stuff. And then at some point I started posting fashion videos. And then that is what like all of a sudden skyrocketed me from like 7K to 100K. I think there was like
Oh.
there was one week where it was like 40K followers in a week and that's back when the bonuses were super good.
Oh.
Instagram Reels algorithm was just like crazy because they were like really trying to push it, I think, but also there weren't a lot of creators. And yeah, and then I just changed the page to a music page once I got more serious about music and thought like, oh yeah, maybe I can make a career out of music one day.
Yeah. That's awesome. Is there a specific division of your interests that you most like to produce content for? Like you've got video gaming, you've got fashion, you've got your music.
Gosh. I mean, like in an ideal world, I would love to do splatterings of all of it. And I think there is a world where you can integrate all of those, because sometimes you do have really personality-based creators where, you know, people will just come to whatever you do because they like you.
Yeah.
Totally. I think that's where is that a goal for you? Like, because I find that, like, I would also, I think, love, and I think many people would love to have an array of everything that they are passionate about. And in the end, it's like not your content that you're necessarily blasting, but it's just you as a person, and you get to promote the many facets of you.
Because then it feels like you can do whatever you want, or that's the dream, ideal, even if it's whether that's real or not. But part of me is like hesitant as to whether or not I can do that in the most ideal way, because I think it's sometimes hard to be a musician and creator at the same time, because there's a lot of creators in the past who have started making music, whether that's, you know, they started making music publicly or just in general started making music in their lives for the first time, and people don't take them seriously as musicians.
Yeah.
So I feel like
kind of like the actor thing.
Yeah, no, exactly. And so I feel like to be taken seriously as a musician one day, hopefully, and make a actual like really career out of that, like I think content kind of has to go on the back burner. Channels have to go inactive with fashion and gaming. Maybe occasionally I'll stream Fortnite like Madison Beer does. She randomly like streamed on Twitch, I think, like Fall Guys.
Oh, I love
and like
that.
Fortnite another time.
Yeah.
Just for the fun, which is like insane. And she pulled like I think like 20,000 viewers. Even though she doesn't stream consistently. But she was just doing it for fun, and I'm like, I love that. That's
just like so randomly hopping on for a good time.
Yes, and I would love to do that.
Yeah.
But it's just like a thing where if you're consistently streaming on Twitch and you're a musician, people will be like, oh, they're an internet musician. They're an internet person.
See, I it's interesting that you brought up acting too within that mix, because I feel like it's even more challenging to be a musician. Like,
oh yeah,
especially with the trends that I see on TikTok these days. Like, everybody's doing the guys, I think I just made the song of the summer, and then playing their music, and it's just like, how do you? I can't even imagine like competing with that. Or I mean, maybe it's not a competition, right? And it's like everybody's music can get some good promotion on the app. I just feel like I see all of that and I would be like, I don't know where I'd fit into this mix. So do you feel that pressure, or do you feel inspired by the trends that are created and you're like, great, this is a great place for me to slot my music into?
I feel mostly inspired, honestly. Like, I know it's really tough for a lot of people like trying to push their music out there, but I know that in another world without TikTok, I don't think I would have had any shot at making it at all if it weren't for TikTok. Like, yeah, TikTok, you know, there's a lot of, I think, negatives potentially that come with the music industry. Like, people, like music execs, they care about, you know, followers these days. They don't care about talent, or like, you know, really workshopping their talent, or like people complain about, you know, 2-minute songs these days. But honestly, I think that's less of a social media thing, more of a streaming algorithm thing. But yeah, I just feel like empowered by the fact that like without a label, I can push my music out there. I can reach an audience. And I think that's pretty significant. It does like dilute, I think, you know, maybe how it feels to like get 1 million streams, because it's like there's a ton of artists now with 1 million streams.
Oh yeah.
But it's also, it makes me very hopeful.
I want to say too, I admire you that you wear so many hats, because I think like society has
what are you talking about?
Right.
We're the ones wearing the hats.
I feel like these days people discourage artists from like pursuing multiple things. It's like, I feel like people want to like box people in where it's like, oh, well, that person's like just an actor or just a this or that. But like the fact that you are a talented gamer, musician, fashion, and like creator, like the fact that you do all these things, I think is great, because it's like, it is literally, there's no downside to being good at a bunch of things.
Yeah.
But I remember like back in the day, like I'd always talk about like, I want to do music, acting, this and that and whatever. And like, I always would get told like, choose one. choose one to be really good at. And I'd be like, but I want to do them all.
Yeah.
So I think I'm unlearning like this idea that I was brought up with, where you like you only get to have one thing that's your thing.
Totally.
Yeah.
But I love that you are talented in many fields.
When Rowan and I were first talking about you two, Rowan was like, but is Christina really a gamer? Like, is she a gamer? And I was like, oh, Christina's a gamer.
Oh, I'm disgusting.
No, she vouched for you hard
I'm
because I was like, I feel like the gamer like person. How do you actually? Let's talk about that. Do you feel that the gamer persona has been like adapted by people who are not actually gamers?
I wouldn't say so overall. I think
wrong.
Sorry.
I don't know. I think you know, I tried not to gate. There's so many different types of gamers, first of all. And I think like if anything, I think the people that are most gatekept from gaming are usually like soft gamers in the sense of like they play cozy games like Animal Crossing and Sims and like, so you know, maybe they don't like feel like they don't identify as a gamer, even though it's like those are games, and if you're like putting a lot of time in
games,
so
gamer. But yeah, so it's like a weird thing. I was even talking to a significant person in the games industry. I'm not going to say who, but they were like, their take was, they were like, yeah, if you only play Call of Duty and FIFA, you play games, but you're not a gamer. And I am really torn as to like, okay, what constitutes a gamer? I think if you want to call yourself a gamer, you're a gamer. Even if I guess you're playing Sudoku and Candy Crush, it's the passion that counts.
Spider Solitaire on my desktop. I grew up a gamer.
I guess I was gonna say, I was like, I guess I don't know what constitutes gamer, right? Because a lot of people like want to like gatekeep like the grander like name of it all, and I guess that's why I was like, what is your take? I have to ask you an important question. Do you watch Dan and Phil?
Dan and Phil. Oh, those were the guys that the cat okay, I think I watched a few of their videos growing up, but like not much.
Got it.
I have to be honest, I think
love them.
A lot of the time I feel like this, okay, you guys let me know how this sounds. I mean this with all love. I feel like when I think gamer, like I think like the nerdier the games, the more gamer that gamer is.
Right. In
the best way. Like the way that I was vouching for you, Christina, I was like, oh no, Christina's a gamer. She plays Magic the Gathering. Well, again, love. With all love. I tried playing it with Christina once at lunch in high school, and I was like, my God. I don't know who I am.
Oh, that's so sweet. I forgot about that. But yeah, literally my roommate one day, when I was just talking about what I had done during the day, she was just like, I mean this with all love, but like, you're such a nerd.
Aw, but that's nice.
Yes,
nerd is kind of a
nerd is lovely to me.
I love being a nerd. I love being a gamer. I've found so much joy in the community. You know, of course, like a lot of communities, there can be a lot of toxicity in certain pockets too. But yeah, I love that. Made a lot of friends through it. I think nerd is a positive term for me too. Like I think about the things that I like nerd out with, and I'm like, like that's like true. It's just something that you're like really passionate about that like maybe is a very specific community. Oh my God. I think so. It's the passion that I love so much, and that frankly, bit of a tangent, that I find so hot sometimes.
Oh, please go there, Christina.
About nerds, like, oh my gosh, like yap at me.
Oh, yeah?
Yap at me.
A gamer guy, huh?
Whoa.
A gamer guy. I guess you can't see his height when he's sitting down.
Oh, she likes to be yapped at and gamed with.
Copy that.
Well, we are coming to the conclusion here.
Yes.
You say something.
We're gonna spitball with you here. If you're ready to go on a little spitball journey with us.
Let's ball.
This is
let's influence these nuts.
The game will go. I feel like I like the conversation that we're having right now about what constitutes a gamer.
Absolutely.
So I think that we can continue to spitball on that.
Sure.
Maybe we can also include the attraction of a gamer guy.
Okay.
Like what are some qualities of a gamer guy or gamer girl that you would be like, oh, green flag versus red flag?
Hot. I'm kidding.
And which one's that?
I don't know. A good gamer thing? I mean, I guess like it's a
like,
mix of like.
Sorry. Keep going.
Okay.
Just the intrusive thought literally just like popped in, and I was like, oh, you have something.
I don't. I haven't really thought about this question too much, but I guess like I think there is a balance of like, I do love someone who's passionate and will like talk a lot about their interest, but it is also a balance of like occasionally, like even if you're talking about your interests, like I want to say something too.
Mm-hmm.
I want my comment respected, like even if it's like a different opinion from yours, you know, because there's some, I think, I don't know, gamers or anyone who's passionate about any interest, whether it's like film or whatever, who will just like, they will stick to their freaking guns and be like, my opinion's the right one. Like, I can't see your, they're not going to say that, but they're going to be like, the context or subtext of what they're saying is, my opinion's the right one. You're wrong. You don't have a good perspective on this. You're not knowledgeable enough.
Yeah.
Kind
like,
of a thing.
They're kind of just, they're not even listening to you. They're just waiting for their turn to speak again.
Yes.
Hate that. Hate that. Does it matter if they are good at gaming? Like, if they're bad at gaming, is it like, ooh, turn off?
Maybe like, it doesn't matter too much. It doesn't matter too much. I wouldn't say it's a turn off if they're bad at gaming, but I will say it's a turn on being good.
There you go.
Oh, that's fair.
I would agree.
That's very fair.
Agree.
Yeah.
All right.
Anything else?
Anything else?
I do want to say just real quick before we go, you have all these things that you do. Have you considered doing ASMR videos?
Yes, I've considered.
You should.
I think you should too.
I think you should.
You've got a great voice.
I've been very relaxed this entire time. And
Really?
you have a way about you that I'm like, you should get a microphone and some shaving cream and put it on the microphone.
Whoa. Not for free, though.
Yeah.
Literally, all of that is
you would
very heavily
absolutely,
charged.
you could definitely do that.
Honestly, like, if I'm ever in deep need, I think I would start making ASMR content, but I would do it on an OnlyFans. Like, maybe that would be weird.
Deep need is
but
funny.
like
I
in a
know,
deep
I
need,
thought that
just
too.
because like I think unfortunately there is not that much respect for ASMR creators, especially like female creators. People will be like, "Oh, you're just like catering to men, and you're just doing sexual whispers." Like,
what? No.
some people think ASMR is like completely sexual, like gratification. But so that's why I would be. Even though
Literally appalled.
I will
Arasha
say
hates
here,
it.
I love ASMR.
Oh,
I
me
do.
too.
I have listened to ASMR many a nights to go to bed.
Yep.
Interesting.
But just creating it is just like putting such a tag on yourself, and it's like if that's what you want to do, then you can like own it.
Yeah.
And like the people that don't understand it, whatever. Or if you do want to do sexual ASMR, that's cool too. But it's either thing I think is like not quite in line with where I want to go, even though I am an ASMR consumer.
I like that. I just
Yeah.
had to ask because I am too.
Because also like Magic the Gathering pack opening ASMR.
Whoa.
Hell yeah.
Wait, you would get 1 million views tonight if you did that. Why don't you
Literally.
just do one video and
Literally.
see what happens? And then if it goes well, give me 20%.
I'll do pack openings and I'll do it in a very calm voice.
Right.
Not I won't title it ASMR, but it'll just be like
Calm.
chill pack opening.
Chill pack opening is really funny.
I like
Chill,
that.
Chill when there's a deep need.
Deep need for chill.
But this is actually also a really good testament. Like, if you are watching this video and you are thinking like, I really want to create content, I have so many interests, like I've always wanted to start my YouTube channel, like it is truly never too late to start a completely different brand for yourself. Like waking up one day and being like, oh, actually I want to do gaming, or I want to do fashion, or I want to do ASMR, like whatever it is that you want to do. It's never too late, but also it's never too early. Like, don't overthink it. Like, just literally start it. Just make your first video, and then you'll already in your second video be able to look back on your first video and be like, okay, that was maybe not my best, but I'm already improving. Yeah. And then that progress is so much motivation.
Yeah, don't be a perfectionist. There's so much stuff that I post where I'm like, I know this isn't my best work or the best I could do, but I need to like just put stuff out there, be consistent.
Yep.
Yeah.
Just do it.
Or a podcast.
Well, podcast.
Oh my gosh. Well, Christina, thank you for joining us
thank
today. It was
you.
awesome to have you.
Thank you.
You were so wonderful, and best of luck with all of your endeavors and whatnot. Where can the people find you?
You can find me at XTINA.gg on Instagram. That's where I'm most active. I would say XTINA.gg. That's spelled XTINA space GG on like Spotify, Apple Music, stuff like that. And then Pretty Filthy, pretty space filthy, is my fashion channel. That's my stuff.
Heck yeah.
That's your info.
That's my
That's
info.
your info. You
Absolutely.
18-year-old celeb, you.
Love
New
it.
Instagram bio. 18-year-old celebrity.
That's the newest ASMR page you're gonna start.
Oh, God.
18-year-old
my god.
celebrity.
Oh my god.
Well, thanks for tuning in, everybody. It was a pleasure to have you here on Spib this week.
Big.
And remember to hit that subscribe button, like the video. Go ahead and DM Arasha a bunch of lemon emojis just because I feel like it.
Sure, I'll take that.
And we'll see you next week on Spitball.
On Spitball. Thank you, Christina.
Bye.
Thanks, Christina.
Thank you guys.
Bye.